Is there not just a camera with a little swimmer on it that could go down there, or like what?
To be able to identify the issues and why those issues are happening and how to fix those issues.
Yeah.
That takes the mindset of somebody that actually does that for a living.
100%. What have you guys seen in the aging infrastructure here? What issues are popping up for those that you're seeing on these inspections, on these dives, that if I owned a storage tank, I should probably have on my radar?
Yeah, so, I mean, it goes from, the thing about a voltage tank is when they start leaking, you start having issues, you can see it. There's systems that for whatever reason, poor management, don't have the money, small systems, they really can neglect their systems or not getting in there and looking at what's going on.
What kind of tank would you recommend for a new installation in terms of a maintenance thing where you'd say like, hey, I'd feel that if you had a water system and you were installing one?
Well, probably against some.
In Colorado, every 5 years, CDPHE requires that communities and municipalities get their water tanks inspected. That's why, for today's show, we brought on Robert Greenspan with MIDCO Diving Marine Services. He's going to talk about a lot of the key components of a water tank and its inspections. How to do an inspection, how they do it remotely at times, how they keep it online while they're doing their inspections, what's important about your tank coatings. He's going to share some really interesting stories from being out in the field. Enjoy the show.
Hello, welcome to the Engineers for Communities podcast. I'm your host, Nate Yang, together here with the president and owner of MIDCO Diving and Marine Services, Robert Greenspan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, tell us a little bit about what you do, how you do it, and why it's important.
So, MIDCO Diving was incorporated in 2003. We're based out of Rapid City, South Dakota. We also have a branch office in Phoenix, Arizona. One of the many things that we do that pertain to this show is the cleaning and inspecting of portable water storage tanks. We also do work at water treatment plants, raw water intakes, dams, and pretty much everything in between.
Now, let's get to the exciting stuff. You get to strap up, dive in there, all that. What time frequency would we have to call you if we were a public-owned treatment works, or why is it important, and on what time frequency?
So most of the systems that we do are every 3 to 5 years. I think 5 would be the maximum that you want to wait to get inside your tank and get it cleaned and inspected. The benefit to our service is that you can do the work while the tank is full and in service.
Yeah.
There's no loss of fire protection. There's no loss of service to your customers. There's no monkeying around with altitude valves, balancing the system out. We pretty much just unlock the system for us, give us a key to the hatch, and we go in and do everything that we need to do. It's very clean, very easy, very quick.
Now, this might be a dumb question. Is there not just a camera with a little swimmer on it that could go down there, or like what?
Yeah, but we do have that option as well. On our ROV or remotely operated vehicle. We use the Video Ray Pro 4 platform. There's some other ones out there. There's kind of a higher end unit, better resolution, better lights, better controls. But you can go on there and you can see, but you can't really touch and
interpret. You can't interpret the information the same.
There's a lot of companies that have ROVs now, but unless you actually know what you're looking for, it doesn't do much good. Anybody can go around and swim inside a drinking water tank and look at stuff. But to be able to identify the issues and why those issues are happening and how to fix those issues, that takes the mindset of somebody that actually does that for a living.
100%. And then you guys have been doing it now, you said, since 2002.
2003 is when we
2003. Wow.
I've personally been in the industry for 30 years now.
And in that time, you've seen probably everything you can imagine.
Well,
inside a water treatment tank, inside a clear well.
Yep.
Can you tell us the story?
Well, I could tell you a story that I heard. And it actually happened in Colorado. There was a on-grade storage tank that apparently had an aluminum roof on it, like a domed roof. And they had some heavy snow, and that next spring, the residents of that town started complaining that the water tasted funny. Something was off. And what they found out was that during a heavy snow, an elk had actually walked on top of the roof and collapsed the aluminum roof and was basically
dear Lord,
disintegrating inside that tank as it fed through.
Oh, that is so nasty.
It's the perfect reason why you want to make sure that you are routinely cleaning and inspecting your water storage system.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're at the CRWA conference right now. So for our listeners out there in Colorado, what have you guys seen in the aging infrastructure here? What issues are popping up for those that you're seeing on these inspections, on these dives, that if I owned a storage tank, I should probably have on my radar?
Yeah, so I mean, it goes from both ends of the spectrum. There's systems that, for whatever reason, poor management don't have the money. Small systems that really can neglect their systems or not getting in there and looking at what's going on. Then you got other systems that are really on top, very proactive. They got their diving or their drains or their cleaning scheduled. They know exactly what's going on within their system. So you got everything in between. The things that you want to be looking for, sediment buildup is a big one.
Yeah.
Your source water, is that coming in clean or not? In the south, we have a lot of sand in wells, so not only is that accumulating the bottom of the storage tank that has to be cleaned out, but it wears on pumps and tellers and all.
Yeah, and that's stuff you're looking for in your dives.
That stuff when we find in the tanks as well.
So you clean it while you're down there. Without taking the system offline.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Concrete tanks, concrete settles, you get cracks, you get water migration.
Yeah.
I talked to a customer here today that they said they had a tree growing outside of their tank. So you need to know what to do about that. I go, well, the first thing you need to do is probably get rid of the tree.
Yeah.
You can go inside, remove roots, and mitigate any kind of cracking using NSF approved underwater epoxies.
Yeah.
And again, while the tank is full and in.
Wow. So so systems that only have one tank need to call you. Yeah.
The alternative for that.
Because otherwise you take the whole system offline, bring in some tanker and all that.
Easier to get on a regular maintenance routine, a regular schedule, than it is to call us, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Our system's down, we got a huge crack or something failed, because then it gets really expensive.
Yeah. But you're going to answer that call either way.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I just thought, as you were describing the types of tanks and the types of issues, I'm not an expert on water tanks. I know there's so many different bolted steel, this, that. You're in these tanks, many times a week. What kind of tank would you recommend for a new installation in terms of a maintenance thing, where you'd say, like, hey, I'd feel that if you had a water system and you were installing one?
Probably I guess some flack for this one. If I was building my own tank, it would probably be a concrete tank.
Yeah.
Less maintenance for sure. I think the price is next would be probably welded steel.
Yeah.
A lot of the composite tanks are like the steel top, concrete bottom. I will say this. This is where I'm going to catch the flack with the bolted tanks.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of extra work for us. Chasing down leaks, corrosion. So those would probably be my top three. And
so vice versa, the flip side of that is, if you got a bolted tank, they need to have you in there, because otherwise, it's better to know than not know. Yeah.
The thing about a bolted tank is when they start leaking, you start having issues, you can see it.
Yeah.
So, we get calls in the wintertime with icicles hanging out.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you might not see a seeping leak.
Yeah.
You might see some white staining or some efflorescence coming down the outside of the tank. But when winter rolls around and things start freezing, then you start getting icicles. We have a leak. And those tanks are bolted together. They move. Wind loads and all that can shift those joints, and they tend to. I'll just say they provide a lot of work for the company.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I'm a municipality, what does my contract with you guys look like in terms of services for keeping my tanks up to date? Is that a yearly inspection? Is that every 3 years? Or
so typically most of the tanks you do every 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Systems I can done every 3 years. Some they don't have the money, they wait every 5 years.
Yeah.
There's some systems.
And is 5 years like compliance?
I think it's a compliance issue. I think it's a DNR thing.
Yeah.
There's some systems that we do yearly. Like for instance, in the Black Hills of South Dakota, we got a lot of iron manganese in the well water out there. So some of these smaller systems build up iron manganese inside.
Got it. Yeah.
And we have to go in there every year and remove that.
Source water is a big contributor to the sediment. Yeah. Okay. And that's the biggest one you're seeing.
Yep. Same thing in the Southwest. There's a lot of sand in those wells.
Yeah.
You start getting a large accumulation of sand. Your chlorine residuals are a little down to get the extra amount of.
And that's an indicator when your residual starts to drop. It might be an indicator.
Yep.
give you a call.
Could be.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. Well, did I miss anything that we should know about your company?
I think we talked about the highlights. Again, we are a nationwide company. We're in Colorado. No, we enjoy this type of work. We love coming to these shows.
Absolutely. Cool. Good. Right on. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Have a great conference.
Okay.